Hello everyone. We're kind of recording this particular piece here. This is a little bit about us, about Chun Kuo, about Fuel Factory. I felt it was necessary to kind of share a little bit about us and what we do here. Chun Kuo is, yes, it's a martial arts, and yes, we do self-defense, we do all of those kinds of things, but I really want to focus on some of the things that maybe you don't know about us. One of the biggest things I think is it's really about mindsets, you know? It's really about helping individuals grow as individuals. In other words, taking you from one place to another. Not that we're anything better than anyone else, it's just, you know, with experiences and with the way we move and the way we talk, it helps us to be able to maybe point the way a little bit. Again, we're not trying to do anything that's probably, you know, super special. I think it's just because we act more like family than we do like a school in that sense. I mean, we treat each other with respect, we treat each other with the trust that we can give, you know, for what we do. But I think it's something that I think it's just necessary to really kind of talk about a little bit, you know. And I've got Zinger here, which of course, Zing's not only one of the students, but he is the one that has allowed Chun Kuo to be a part of Fuel Factory. And I kind of wanted him to talk a little bit about it, because if you hear me always talk about it, well, you know, that's easy. It feels like I'm a salesman, and I don't want to be that way. I want to just basically share our hearts about this, and then hopefully it inspires you and maybe be a part of it too. What do you think, Zing?
So I think Chun Kuo for me has been a couple things. Number one, embracing the constant of change, but it's also been about letting go. Letting go of maybe what was or what should have been or any of that, and embracing what is.
Yeah.
And I think that's been really good for me, being able to have you as a brother, but also as a teacher. It's been phenomenal. And the stuff that we've been able to do together to help these young athletes has been next level. I mean, it's a game changer, a life changer. I mean, learn how to breathe.
Learning how to breathe.
How important is that?
I mean, breath is everything. I think you have a good point. I mean, we do different things here. I mean, Chun Kuo, there's the full-on Chun Kuo, which is a combination of all the animal practices and the things that we do in that regard. But then we have the conditioning side, which is the animal program that we took out of Chun Kuo, put it into something that was more of that conditioning mindset. If you've never experienced it, you should. I think it would be a lot of fun. It's a challenge. I can promise you that. It may look easy, but it isn't easy at all. I still, even though I do it a lot, it doesn't matter. It still works you pretty heavily. But it's really about helping individuals see themselves in a different light. It's helping people to grow a little bit more and become who they truly are, not just something that they want to do, but truly who they are. I mean, I think we talked about it a lot, especially with these young guys. You know, we want to believe in them, you know. We want them to have faith in themselves. Am I right about saying that?
Yeah, I think they have to learn how to see the things that we see in them.
Right.
A lot of times, you know, we sit back and we're like, wow, this kid's really got something in there, and it's getting them to believe it, because it's not about us, it's about them.
It is. And that's hard. You know, we can make it about us. Believe me, I can make it all about me all day long. But it isn't about me. It's not about me at all. It's about helping individuals grow. It's about helping individuals see that, you know, we all make mistakes. We all have issues. We all have things going on in our daily, everyday lives, and yet we can still come together and be able to exchange and share information and then grow from it, and hopefully take it with us to help us in the, well, whatever we're fighting outside of this place, you know.
I'd say it's getting comfortable being uncomfortable, right? It's
Yeah.
like, you never know exactly what you're gonna face.
Never know. Never know. And I think that Chun Kuo is a little different in that regard. I mean, we do all the conditioning, we're going to do all the the techniques, and it's fun, it's enjoyable. It does teach you a lot about yourselves in the physical aspect, but it's more about having the ability to learn about yourself in the process, and to strengthen the core values of who and what you are. And I think that's the key. It's about really finding about who am I? Who am I in this? What do you think? Is that about right?
Well, I think that continues to, it's like you've talked about, it's like shining the mirror, right? It's like you look in the mirror and it's all foggy, and you start to kind of polish that mirror a little bit, and all of a sudden you start to see something, it gives me goosebumps, but it's like, then you shine it some more.
Right.
And you shine it some more, and you start to see these things that maybe you even kind of felt like were always there.
Right.
And you allow them to come out.
It's a good point. It's a very good point. You have to let it go. A lot of times we can see our future, it seems like. We can see the path in which we're walking on. We have goals, we have aspirations, we have dreams even, and it's the process of how do we get there, and not just how we get there, but what do we do to get there? What are we doing to get there?
The journey of one step at a time.
The journey of one step at a time. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not the most patient man you ever want to meet. I'm not. I am not. People think I'm patient, but I'm not. I am probably the most impatient individual you ever actually do want to meet. I want it like yesterday. And a lot of times I see things, and I do. I see things very clearly. I see it as it's black and white. There is no in between with me. There's no middle ground with me. It's either you're in or you're out. It's either you do or you don't. And with a lot of people, they're on those fences a lot of times. You can see it. They're like, well, maybe this or maybe that, because they're the indecisiveness about what their journey is about. It's like, no, be decisive. Find it.
And it's better to fail and go for it than it is to sit on the fence and wait.
And sit on the fence and wait. I think fear grips us a little bit, and because we're fearful about well, if I go this route, or if I take this step, but what is in here? Not in here. We got to get out of the head, Let's get out of the head. Let's get out of the mind, and let's look at what's in us. Too many people have too many things going on, and they just focus on what's going on in their mind, and they go, well, this. What do you feel though? What's your gut tell you? What is it telling you? Why do we fight with the brain? The mind isn't supposed to be that. It's right here. If you feel it here, and you know it's true in here, then go with the truth. Stop thinking so much, because you overprocess it, you overthink it, and then what happens? You're still in the same place you were, and you keep going back to the same things.
I think it's never as bad as you think it's going to be either.
Right.
It's like usually if people go that way and they create all these problems, those problems never even show themselves, and they're way worse than anything that did happen.
Right. I mean, we look at
action or one step helps,
It always does. And I think what's interesting is that with people, especially athletes as well, and people just in general, is that we could take 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And the reason why we take those 3 steps back is because when we take those forward steps, it's like, oh my God, it's something new. It's different. It's out of the comfort zone. It's not what I was expecting. It was not what I was thinking about. And it's hard because we want to go back to the familiar ways of doing things. We see that with athletes all the time. You look at pitchers, for instance. They come in here, they get changed, they're like, all this stuff that happens to them, they're like, wow, this is amazing, things change, and then they go back out there, and when they hit the reality of it, then what happens?
They bounce right back.
They bounce right back to the ways they were doing it before, because why? Why do they do that? What do you think?
I think because they go back to what they trust versus what's, maybe they're,
and when they,
fogging it off, and actually they're afraid of what they're going to really see sometimes.
Yeah, they're afraid of what they're going to see. They don't look. We all do it though. We all do it. We fight what is absolutely new, what's in us. And a lot of times the journey takes us to places we are not expecting. And I know this is supposed to be about Chun Kuo, but this is Chun Kuo, because it's a journey unto things that we don't know, we're not expecting. It's different. It's not going to give us the same, it's not going to give us the same things that if I was on a specific schedule. You know, we don't do that on a schedule. We put everything into a way of, okay, what does the Spirit say? What's going on inside us? What's in here? Not what's in here, what's in here. And Chun Kuo is the journey of the spirit of the soul, and then the body. You know, it starts with the spirit first. The soul, the mind, will, emotions follow after. Either it's going to follow after the flesh or the carnal, this what we see and what we are familiar with, or it's going to follow after the things that we don't see, which are real, by the way. Because the things that we see are temporal, the things we don't see are eternal.
It takes faith.
And it takes faith. Faith, hope, and love, man. Faith, hope, and love. Well, what does love have to do with it? Well, love is
Everything.
Yeah, everything. I mean, think about it. I mean, we love what we do. We love. Why would we be doing something if we don't love it? Why would we want to even be a part of something if we don't love what we actually do? And if we can't look at our lives and we see that love is the ultimate aspect, and you know, you people that are probably watching this, and if you are going to hear this, you need to understand that love is so universal. And what I mean by that is that the depths of love is created by how we are able to love. So I can love what I do, but am I in love with what I do? Can I actually, if I'm in love with something, or if I'm in love with someone, that means you're giving every part of you into it. I can love you as a brother, you know, and that's great. But when brothers are in love with what we are able to accomplish together, it creates a bond that is unbreakable. I can love you and never see you again. But if we are in love with what we know, it's the sharing of that same vision. We're in love with that vision that we create, then it creates a bond that is unbreakable. And Chun Kuo is about that kind of bond. And I think people need to learn that too, is having this unbreakable bond and being able to be a part of something that is more than what they thought or more than what they realized, you know?
I think it's too love without expectation, where it's like, I love you because I love you, not because you can give me something.
Yeah.
And it's like loving you despite we're all messed up.
Yeah.
Right? You're messed up, I'm messed up, but we still love each other, and we help fill those gaps where sometimes maybe we struggle.
Right, I agree. And I think that, you know, that entails with a lot of things, you know. It's like, you know, I'm in love. You know, I'm in love with this person that I will literally die for, you know. And a lot of times we have to have faith in, even in the struggles and those times when we just want to get things, you know, this got to be this way, you know, but we have to just have that faith. And I think too that when we take, like with Chun Kuo and with Fuel Factory, I think that's what we create here. I think, you know, with Fuel Factory, the first time that I walked into Fuel Factory is one of the biggest moments, because I felt that kind of love. I felt that kind of like this connection. I felt this kind of camaraderie. I felt this kind of family. And it was like, I want to be a part of that. Even I wanted to be a part of that. I mean, you know, you're walking around with no shoes on, for God's sakes. And I'm like, okay, this is my kind of place. This is my kind of place. I mean, it's simple little things, but you're right, it was without expectation, you know? And I know we're kind of getting into some deep stuff, and you probably thought, man, I thought this was like some kind of like, selling point.
I thought Patrick was going to punch me or something.
But it's not. It's really about us trying to share a little bit more about how we are a little bit, in a more of a raw style. This is not something that let's just create a video, share some points, and hopefully you'll take something with you on this and take with you, and hopefully you'll see it in a different light. And I don't know, what else do you feel that they can learn from this a little bit?
I would say also, if you want to study, we have a lot of stuff that's out there, and we'll continue to get stuff out there, but it's way more than what just meets the eye. I think you can walk into a training session and see the physical part, and you might see, we're using techniques and this kind of stuff, but it's so much deeper than that.
Yeah. The lights just went out, so I don't know if you can see us.
I guess that's probably a good sign.
That's a good sign that we're done. All right. Have a good day, guys.